Evening, everyone, and welcome to the Monday, May 8th, Maplewood Economic Development Authority special meeting. City Clerk Sent, you're here. Would you do the roll call for us, please?
Commissioner Cave. Here. Commissioner Juniman.
Here.
Commissioner Lee. Commissioner Villavicencio. Here. President Abrams.
I'm here as well. Thank you. Council members, is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So move.
Second. Moved by Commissioner Lee, seconded by Commissioner Juniman. The motion to approve the agenda. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, then all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes. Moving on, we have the approval of the minutes for the April 10th meeting. Is there a motion to approve those minutes?
I move approval.
Second.
Moved by Juniman, seconded by Cave, the motion to approve the minutes of the April 10th, 2023 Economic Development Authority meeting minutes. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, then all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes. There's no public hearings tonight, no unfinished business. We have new business tonight. We have a term sheet for Reuter-Walton redevelopment. And Ms. Parr, this is your topic for tonight. I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Madam President, members of the EDA. I'll draw your attention to the overhead. As soon as we get pulled up, we'll get started. Thank you. So the subject property this evening is at 1136 Frost, as well as 1160. It's the site of the former Maplewood Marine building, and was recently purchased by Reuter-Walton Development. The property, the other aspect, was 1160 Frost Avenue. That's city-owned, and it's currently vacant. Reuter-Walton Development intends to redevelop the site into 150 units. Right there on the corner, as you can see in the overhead in the southeast corner of Frost Avenue and Phelan Place. Previously, we had a number of land use applications that were approved for this site. We had a comprehensive plan amendment, as you may recall, a conditional use permit, a lot combination, a public vacation, and design review. On December 12th, back in 22, the Maplewood Economic Development Authority considered and approved a term sheet for the project. There were a number of delays that took place in respect to that. During that time, there were a number of market conditions, a number of other things that were reviewed, and there were impacts in relation to that, and so they're asking us to revisit the term sheet this evening. We have worked with Ellers, our financial advisor that we work with in all these matters, along with our city attorney, and Shane Rudling is here with us this evening and is going to walk us through the analysis of the request.
Good evening and welcome.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and President of the EDA. Thank you. And Commissioners. So again, as Ms. Parr stated, we did go through this back in December of 2022, but there are a number of changes. But I'll run through the project again just to set a level playing field for everybody. Again, this is a redevelopment TIF district eligible area. LHB did a blight study that was completed in March of 2022. And so if created, the TIF district would be a redevelopment district. The 2023 project cost is $45.4 million. It's up about $600,000 from where we were back in 2022. All the rents would be market rate, no income or rent restrictions. The unit mix is as stated in the table there, 150 total units spread out over a studio to 3 bedrooms. And one other notable change is that the developer has purchased the Maplewood Marine project or property since December as well. A redevelopment TIF district can last up to 26 years. The original request from the developer was 15 years of TIF. In 2022, in December, we came to an agreement in a term sheet for $4.22 million in TIF spread out over up to 12 years, with 95% of that increment being generated for dedication to the project and 5% remaining for administration. Also in the term sheet from December of 2022 was a look-back provision on construction costs. So if the construction costs were lower than as stated, there would be an adjustment into the TIF amount. Today, on May 8th, we did get a revised performer for the developer over the past few months, which we've looked at. They've requested an additional $200 and some thousand in TIF. And we did issue a revised memo, and going back and looking at the returns in the project, actually, the returns are slightly lower than they were back in December of 2022, even though the TIF amount is up. It's spread out over more years, and that has to do with the now public tax rates for 2022. All the tax rates have gone down for certain types of property, and so that spreads the money out over more years, which yields less return for the developer in the early years, even though there's more money coming into the project overall. And so the returns are down. All these projects are being challenged by interest rates, construction costs. I know there were some building code issues that have been addressed in the project over the past number of months. But to get this project done today with equity requirements that are, as stated in the developer's information, only 25% equity is actually a good piece of work. We're seeing a lot of projects at Ellers that are not moving forward because equity requirements and all those other things are coming together to make projects like this really hard to execute. So if this one can happen, it would be good. So again, our recommendation is based on current market conditions. The project wouldn't go forward without this TIF assistance. It would be in a pay-as-you-go note, so nothing upfront from the city, and only project revenue from TIF would be dedicated to the pay-go note. So there's no general obligation pledge or anything like that with this type of arrangement. And then the next steps and schedule, if the board and council decide to move forward with the TIF district, they would start construction this year. We targeted June 26th public hearing for the creation of the district. And then after the construction would be completed, we would take a look at those construction costs again and adjust the TIF note if things came in cheaper than anticipated. And with that, that's a quick summary. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you very much for your presentation. Excuse me, council members, do you have any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any discussion, council members? If not, we have a recommended action in front of us. Would someone like to make that motion? Then I will move to approve the revised term sheet with Reuter Walton Development. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved by Abrams, seconded by Juniman, the motion to approve the revised term sheet with Reuter Walton Development. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, then all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes unanimously. Thank you very much. We have one more item. The call for a special meeting. Ms. Parr, this is your agenda item as well.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the EDA. We are asking for the EDA to call a special meeting on June 26th. This would be related to Tax Increment Financing District number 117, specifically in relation to a resolution adopting a tax increment financing plan and the contract for private development, as well as the resolution authorizing interfund loans. I'll look at our attorney. If I got any of that wrong, he can straighten me up.
Mr. Beatty, do you want to weigh in on that?
Madam Mayor, Council, no, she did not get any of that wrong. That's exactly what we'll be doing.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Is there a motion?
I will motion to call a special meeting of the EDA on June 26, 2023 at 6:00 p.m. in the City Hall Council Chambers for the purpose of reviewing tax increment financing material related to the Reuter Walton redevelopment project and other projects as needed.
Is there a second? I'll second that motion. Moved by Cave, seconded by Abrams. The motion to call a special meeting. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, then all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes. Thank you. And commissioners, I'll get that right. That is the end of our agenda tonight for the EDA. Thank you very much.